Welcome to the Skyforest podcast. This is the story of the Skyforest 3 star freighter sent out on a routine mission. But that routine mission contained a few nasty surprises, or actually, several thousand of them. Our cast includes the voices of Lindsay Nelson, Robert Rice, Fabian Vasquez, Cecily Knobler, Nate Leiper, and Dave Piranelli. Written, directed, and edited by Dave Piranelli in Hollywood, California. If you enjoy the show, please leave us a 5-star review and ask your friends to come have a listen. Thanks for your support. In episode 6, things really heat up. Doc Alyssa probes some freshly captured larvae and finds them as malignant as their adult versions. Riley and Rama go to the ghost ship Skyforest 1 to scavenge a needed part and find something else instead. And Vosco pieces that comm unit together with new parts. Can he get the truth from it before Rama and Leo fry its little brain? On episode 6 of the Skyforest podcast. Coming up next. Thanks for listening. Let's join them. In the base's medbay, Doc Alyssa stares into a crystal cube. A small worm wriggles its way toward her. She turns the cube, and the worm instantly adjusts course toward her again. She makes a note on her medical pad. Vosco solders parts inside the dead comm unit at a workstation nearby. He is driven. In spooky dark halls outside of Skyforest 1, Riley and Rama approach the airlock. They have guns drawn. Riley sees Rama's gun shaking.
Do you know how to use that?
I don't want to end up dolled, dancing on their dinner plate, waiting to die. Riley is briefly shocked, unclear on his full meaning. She's never heard that word dolled before. Where did it come from? But she agrees with the sentiment.
Agreed, but I'm guessing you're a lousy shot. And I don't want to die just yet.
She presses some keys. The airlock opens. Still nothing else moving. Vosco and I were here before. Nothing scary happened.
You found the captain's ring? At the time it seemed like you dropped it. Now we know he was probably eaten right there. The whole ship is probably full of rings and whatever.
Or their captain was a klutz and dropped it. Riley takes a hard look at Rama.
Before I thought you were just a moron. Now I know it's something else. More than 400 people vanished here. Got any glib one-liners to explain that?
He pushes a button. The next door opens. Nothing off the top of my head. After you. In medbay, Doc Alyssa opens one of the rat cages in an isolation area. The rat is jumpy, leaping around a bit. Using control gloves, she opens the top of the cage and carefully drops a butterfly in.
This should be interesting.
The rat and butterfly eye each other, circle. The butterfly tries to land on the rat, but the rat is too fast. Chomp! It's eaten in seconds, just some bejeweled wing bits left in the cage.
Okay.
Then she hears some beeping. Looks up at a screen. It shows the life signs for the rat. They're trending downwards. Heart rate and blood pressure are dropping. She looks at the rat. It's calmed down and sits very still.
Let's try that again.
She uses the control gloves to drop a second butterfly in the cage. The rat gives it a bored glance, looks longingly at it. The butterfly lands on the rat and bites down. The heart rate and blood pressure drop some more. The rat slides into a calm but happy nap.
Huh.
Vosco and Pallas toil at separate workstations in the medbay. The captain has the dead comm unit in parts on a counter. Pallas rigs gas cylinders into an odd contraption. He flicks a switch. A tiny pilot light fires up at the end of the wand. He tilts it up, ready to test. Vosco holds his hand up. Did you turn off the fire suppression system? Pallas, embarrassed, sets the wand down. That foam would make a mess. And no janitors anymore. Or trash bots. They laugh weakly, trying to enjoy this small moment of levity. Vosco opens a screen on a nearby console, types in codes to turn off the fire detection. Sorry, boss. No need to be sorry. Try your butterfly barbecue now. Stand back. He points the wand to an open area. Pallas has used string to hang a dozen paper butterflies. A mess of flame rolls out. The paper butterflies catch a blaze. Some fly off the string, as if alive. The captain stomps them out. Stomps a bit harder than he needs to. That'll do nicely. How's your repair going? Vosco walks to a cabinet, finds a new unused comm unit, sets it down next to the dead one and starts taking it apart too. It'll be better when I swap the power board out. Rama's an idiot, but he was right. Water got in. A lot of water. Palace motions to a console. Why not just plug it into the system? Vosco shakes his head. I have a feeling there's a master erase command floating around out there. Keeping it off the grid is the best choice. I already disabled the auto-update radio. You think someone is still manipulating the system? I'm not sure if there's someone out there or if it's a ghost in the machine, dead hand kind of thing left by the drug smugglers. You sure that's going on? Had to be several people involved here in harvesting the stuff, but at least one of the Skyforest ships had to be compromised. Maybe ours. Maybe all of them. How do we find out who it was? Vosco motions to the disassembled unit in front of him. We start here. I have a feeling there's something good inside this little comm unit. And you think someone's still manipulating things? Or something? The butterflies? Maybe. Or the worms. They have friends. There's a beep from his comm unit. He taps it. Vosco nods. On our way. He carefully wraps the dead comm unit up and pockets it. They head out. Palace has his new toy at the ready. Rama and Riley walk into the parts area of Skyforest 1. Rows of shelves line the walls. Riley looks at the info she got from Barit.
We're looking for part number RS2884. You take the right, I'll go left.
They split up and look. Both shine flashlights to read the part numbers on the shelves. Rama walks into a dark area. He hears a muffled gurgle and walks toward it. There's squelching from above, but he can't see anything. He climbs up a shelving unit. At the top, the sound is getting louder. He contorts himself and is able to squeeze in. Once he's in, he turns. A ghastly husk gurgles and moans at him. It's a mostly consumed crew member, still barely alive, and covered with worms. Dozens of them sense Rama and wriggle toward him. He convulses in disgust and leaps off the shelf. Oh my God! He lands hard on the floor with a crash. Looks up at the hidden spot. Still hidden, no worms following him. Riley runs to him and helps him up.
Are you okay?
He's annoyed at her concern. Yes, I'm fine. He points to the opposite wall of shelves, away from the dying crewman's remnants. I thought I saw the manifold up there. I was climbing to look and fell down. Riley motions back where she came from.
Well, I actually just found it. Kinda heavy, so we'll need that cart. Come on.
There's another gurgle from the remains on the top shelf.
What was that?
Oh, the ventilation system. Bad vac pods or stepper motors. But we're not here to fix the HVAC, are we? She picks his flashlight up off the floor. He takes it from her and walks away. She shines her own flashlight up where he just was. Nothing. She walks away, but she's suspicious. Riley and Rama roll the cart in with the needed manifold valve to the Skyforest med bay. Vosco, Palace, and Alyssa are there. Got it!
Yes, we did.
Good job, and good timing. Doc Alyssa was about to show me something. They leave the cart at the door and join the others by the observation window. Inside are 2 rat cages.
I think I have the mechanism figured out. The moths secrete a substance similar to opium, the sparkle we've seen on Earth. And with it are eggs. Lots of eggs.
Nobody on Earth's getting eaten alive, though.
The processed drug that gets to Earth has the eggs removed. Only an actual bite gets you both the drug and the larvae. Then they can control you.
How does that work? Alyssa nods and puts on the control gloves. We watch her demo on one of the screens.
Because the insects are only here. As long as the drug and the bugs are far apart, the stuff just makes you happy and lazy.
But on the screen, a worm crawls near a victim. Their brainwaves go into sync.
Get near one while high and you have a very different experience. Once the drug is in your system, you become extremely suggestible to a signal the insects give out.
What does the signal do?
It's a generalized control signal. I can't define it beyond that yet. It overrides your sense of reality and will.
The human in the demo moves in concert with the worm. Can you isolate it?
No, but watch this. The rat on the left was exposed 3 hours ago. The one on the right just ate a moth before you got here.
She carefully lifts the left side rat with the isolated glove control. Underneath, we see that its hind limbs are crawling with worms. The bones are already showing. The rat is calm, happy even. It doesn't seem to notice that it's being eaten alive. She sets it back down in the center of the cage. It crawls into the corner under a ramp and stops moving.
It actively hides itself in a dark, quiet place to facilitate its own consumption. Disgusting.
So the base and Sky 1 crews...
Likely all scurried off into some dark corners for the convenience of our wiggly friends here. And all other comm units. They all disappeared.
Probably down in the caves. Not much works down there. Rama looks around nervously. Shouldn't we be getting this valve to Sky 3 so we can all get the hell out of here? Vosco gives him a look. Any contact with Sky 3 will be conducted with extreme caution. Since this drug is all over Earth already, if these things get back there, it's over. Alyssa nods her head.
It gets worse. Brainwave patterns suggest that the rat is in a semi-dream state. It believes it's doing something else. Something normal.
Well, it sits there and waits patiently to be eaten alive. Can I? He motions to his flamethrower. No, but you need to make another one of those.
2 more.
Hold it there, Tex. Only so many parts to scrounge around here. I mean, I'll have a look. Alyssa's annoyed. She drops the metal tray to regain focus. Crash!
The good news is I think I have an antidote for the drug itself.
You said that just like there's some bad news that comes with it. She nods her head as she drops a small syringe into the control area.
I call it Sparsies. I'm pretty sure that for anything but a fresh infestation, the loss of the drug's anesthetic effects will cause excruciating pain. Crippling, off-the-charts pain. Let's see.
She uses the gloves to grab the syringe and hold the lethargic rat. She points to the panel where its biosigns read out.
Watch the heart rate and blood pressure.
She injects the rat. In a second, it starts thrashing. It fiendishly bites the worms eating it. It looks rabid and frantic. The medical monitor starts blinking. Many of the numbers go into the red.
Poor thing. It appears the hallucinations stop at the same time the pain receptors start working again. You wake from a lovely dream into a living hell. Quite literally.
They watch the numbers peak as the rat thrashes. It screeches, convulses, spasms, claws at the side of its enclosure, trying to escape the inescapable. The heartbeat indicator goes faster and faster, then flatlines. The rat jerks a few times, then stops moving altogether. Wonderful. The cure is horrible and kills you. So there's no point finding the missing crew anymore. They all stare forlornly at the dead rat. The worms crawl off it, trying to get to the living humans. Talus waves his flamethrower at them. Oh, I really want to fry those little guys now. He taps his flamethrower on the glass. Vosco shakes his head. Not yet.
Now watch this. The second rat has only just ingested the drug. It isn't being consumed yet. Well, not much anyway.
She picks the second rat up with the control mechanism. We see it only has 1 or 2 small worms chewing on it so far. Alyssa injects the second rat with the antidote. It springs to life and quickly eats the worms off its foot. The bio readouts go up, but not as dramatically as the first rat. It keeps licking its chewed leg.
So the effects can safely be reversed, but only early in an infestation.
She points to a series of direct inject pods on her desk.
I've made one for each of us. The trick is that the second you get bitten, you'll instantly forget you were bitten.
What do you mean? Alyssa points to another screen. An animation shows a bite happening.
When you are bitten, 2 things happen. Sparkle the drug goes right to your brain. You feel no pain from the bite within milliseconds as the mind control begins.
What's the second thing? Alyssa zooms in on some tiny circles.
The eggs. They travel to your extremities and hatch in moments. Burrow inside your skin and start eating. As they eat, they seal off blood vessels and excrete more sparkle. keep you from bleeding out, so they get more blood. Meanwhile, they play Dr. Feelgood.
Alice stares hard at the screen. We need to get the heck out of here, like now.
No oxygen. We'll never make it back to Earth.
Our top priority is to keep these things from getting back to Earth.
Good news is they admit a marker.
A what? Alyssa gets a modified small hand flashlight and walks to the dead rat enclosure.
I've modded this flashlight to emit a certain UV frequency. Reacts with sparkle in the blood.
She shines the light on the rat. There's a slight blue glow. But when she gets to the eyes, they glow brightly. Will that work on us?
Oh yeah, skin might show or not, but the eyes will for sure.
Vosco grabs the light, shines it in everyone's eyes one by one. All clear. We're good.
For now. We stay in suits. We stay good.
Alyssa looks around.
Given time, they'll get in the suits. It just slows them down.
Alyssa uses the gloves to pick up the enclosure with the dead rat and dumps it into a chute. A few worms are still on it as it pops into the glass enclosure. Rama takes a quick look, disgusted.
Oh, and high doses of gamma radiation kills them.
She hits a button. A small light flashes over the rat. The remaining worms squiggle once or twice and emit smoke. Dead. So you can kill them. Alyssa nods.
But not effectively. If that rat wasn't dead already, it would be now. The level of gamma needed to kill the bugs is lethal for the host. Another killer cure. Great.
Vosco thinks about this. Right now I'm going to finish repairing that comm unit. Palace is going to build another flamethrower.
Or two.
Rama, Palace, and Riley will get this part to the Sky 3 as soon as you have another flame unit ready.
Or two.
Make sure we don't infect them with this scourge. Speaking of, what do you call these things?
I kind of like the scourge.
I want a gamma emitter big enough to sterilize the oxygen valve before we hand it off to them. We're taking no chances. Alyssa pulls a larger unit from a cabinet.
Already modded, just needs a battery recharge.
Wait, hand it off? Will we be getting back on Sky 3? Not a chance. Not now, anyway. Not until we have control of the situation. Control? If we stay here, those things will get us, sooner or later. Guaranteed. Agreed. But until we can be sure that we're not taking them with us, our little team stays right here on the base. That's a death sentence. For 5 people versus billions saved. Easy choice. Thanks for listening to our tale of intrigue on the Skyforest podcast. Next time, in episode 7, Vosco desperately calls his XO Talladega back on Skyforest 3 for help while sitting at a deserted bar on the base. A bar we've seen before, with poor Archie. Rama loads more sparkle to ship back to Earth, and Leo keeps pulling strings from the geothermal base, far, far away, on the other side of the planet. The delivery of the needed valve to Skyforest 3 goes really badly, and Rama ends up in the brig. Next time on episode 7 of the Skyforest podcast. Thanks for listening.